This video, we're going to tell you the...
Why do you love it?
I forgot I was up. All right, anyway, here we go again. I'm David.
And I'm Alexa, and we are Folk on the Move.
In this video, we are going to tell you the 5 things that we absolutely hate about this van.
That was very
Just kidding. That's really dramatic.
We actually don't, hate really anything about our van, I'd say.
It's like if we had to pick 5 things that we really don't like that we would change.
Sure,
These
yeah,
are the
we
5.
can come up with 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
In all reality, we love our van. We worked so freaking hard to build it, and we are very proud with how it turned out. But yeah, hindsight is 20/20 on some things, and if we could go back in time, we would make some adjustments. So hopefully our mistakes will, help save you in the future.
If you're building a van, and if you're not,
building a van.
hopefully it's just entertaining. But before we dive into these juicy 5 things that we hate about the van, we're going to tell you a little bit about who we are, bring you up to speed on this channel, and what to expect.
Right, so we are a nomadic couple living full-time in our self-converted van, and we're really just on this quest. You could say quest.
Quest is a good, yeah.
We've never
it's a good
used
word,
that, but we're on a
descriptor.
quest of seeking simplicity, soaking in slow moments, and prioritizing adventure over materials.
Nice, yeah. Overall, our goal is just to live with less and to adventure more. And hopefully by doing that, by documenting it as we live, you can see that. If you're looking to learn something, awesome. If you just want some entertainment, hopefully you find this entertaining.
Here it goes. Here are the 5 things we hate about our van.
Item number 1, the bench that we are currently sitting on.
Here's the thing. We love the bench itself. It's a great space.
Super practical, big
very
storage
practical.
space underneath.
We usually have most of our meals here. We'll watch movies here, do work here. It's a great spot.
Great view out of our sliding door window,
Yes.
too.
10 out of 10 would recommend a bench in front of your sliding door.
Actually, we love the bench.
Here's the thing. We built it too tall.
So frustrating.
We saw video after video and blog after blog saying, don't build your bench too tall. And we built it too tall.
It's so frustrating. And you'd think, oh, it's not a big deal, but you really notice when your feet, your toes are just kind of dangling an inch above the floor, and you're like, ah, man, I feel like a little kid. This is awful.
Right, so we had this whole strategy. We were like, okay, well, we sampled different chair heights, and we'd sit down in them, and then we would account for how much cushion space we would need.
We measured the length of our legs, and we're doing math to figure out what would it be equated to in a bench.
Yeah, we tried. We were so intentional about not making it too tall.
To a T. Even the cushion. Alexa did a ton of research to find this wool cushion that we sit on. The cushion was back ordered. It took a while to get here, so that was our downfall. If we had had the cushion, we could have tested it and put it on a normal chair to see how much it would adjust. But
that's a good point. If you can swing it where you get your cushion first and then build the bench once you have your cushion, this shouldn't be an issue.
That's the way to go, for sure.
Yeah, but we built it all, and then the cushion was the very last thing we added to the van.
It's definitely noticeable. We use it every day.
Even right now, I'm putting my feet on our little box. We put our wool dryer balls and extra toilet paper in this. It's just a little plastic tub, but this is where I set my feet when I'm sitting on the bench because I don't like the feeling of my legs just dangling.
Yeah, I use it now.
You
too.
definitely using it. We'll both kind of put our feet on this box, but
it's because I've got a couple inches on you, but it's still just a little too tall where my feet are hovering.
definitely prefer it to be a little shorter.
Yeah.
Okay, the second thing we hate about our van is our shower setup. We spent a lot of time and energy and money and money trying to figure out how to set up an indoor shower.
A convertible indoor shower.
Right, so we started with this vision of the van where we would have a full-blown indoor shower, and we just have a regular wheelbase. So that does take up quite a bit of space. And ultimately we decided to ixnay that plan and come up with this convertible space instead. But here's the thing. We never use the indoor shower.
We tried it once, and I mean, it technically worked for me. I don't have nearly as much hair as Alexa has, and it was a bit of a disaster. So
yeah, and we also don't have an indoor water heater. We don't have any water heater. I don't know why I said indoor. But so I suppose that would make a difference if you could have like a really comfy shower. But
so it's ice cold.
It was ice cold.
We don't have a whole bunch of water to begin with. We're really conservative with our water, so it's like it has to be a really short, really cold shower, which is just not fun to begin with.
Let's go, let's go!
Got this!
Hype me up, hype me!
Woo, woo, woo. It's all you.
Okay. Okay, I just like have to show. Right, so all in all, if we're gonna have a shower associated with the van, we would way prefer to have an outdoor shower rig where we just have like a little hose and ideally a hot water heater.
Yeah.
Maybe someday we'll do that. But yeah, just like an outdoor shower would be so much more convenient than trying to rig up a shower curtain and then your shower curtain's all wet, so you have to figure out what to do with the shower curtain, and it just becomes kind of a mess.
Yeah.
The design is really cool. If you do want an indoor shower, I think our design is pretty slick.
Yeah, and you could do some little things to tweak it to be better for you and your certain build. But yeah, for us, in our mind, we don't use it enough for it to justify the amount of space it takes up, the amount of money that went into it, the amount of water it consumes when we use it, and to be that uncomfortable. It's so cold.
Right, like we're filming this in the time of COVID, so a lot of Planet Fitnesses are temporarily closed, but ideally we would just shower at a gym and then in a pinch shower outdoors, and then just never shower indoors. So our ideal vision would be for our bench to just be extended a little bit and have a smaller
toilet box.
Yeah.
Instead of a whole shower box, it would just be a spot for our toilet, so we could either slide it out, be on like a roller, or it would be the same hinging countertop situation, but it would just be smaller.
Right, because the counter space is awesome.
Oh yeah.
Love that extra counter top space. That was one of the big reasons we decided not to do a full, standing shower that's always just set in place, because that extra counter space has been like pivotal, I'd say, to like our kitchen.
And the whole space just feels bigger that way too. To be able to see the whole unit and feels more open.
Yeah, so no indoor shower.
Number 3, overhead storage space. I felt really confident when we were designing it that we would have plenty of overhead storage. We have 3 primary spots where we store things. We have our headliner, we have a cabinet above our kitchen, and we have the one above us currently, which is above the bench. And Alexa said it a lot throughout this process. She said, let's make these as big as possible. And I was really hesitant. I was like, no, I don't think we're gonna need all this extra space. I don't want them to like be jutting out into like the living situation or like super long and losing space. Maybe like for like the living, like I don't want to be bumping my head on corners and stuff. But I was definitely wrong, because we are definitely short on overhead space.
I will add, I did not tell him to say that.
A little impromptu, but live and you learn.
That is totally true. We both agree that more overhead storage would be so prime. But like, he has a very valid point during the build process. Like, that was great, because you would be so uncomfortable living in a small space if it felt like every time you were leaning over the counter, you were hitting your head against the cabinet. So it makes a lot of sense to have the cabinets jutted in, at least the overhead cabinets jutted in a little bit over the counter. But ours are just a little overdone. And every inch, like we said earlier, counts. So if we had a few more inches lengthwise and widthwise on our overhead cabinets, it actually would make quite a difference.
Yeah, because we store a lot of food. Pretty much all our additional food is stored in the overhead above the kitchen, and that's usually jam-packed, and we make it work, but just the fact that we have to pack it that full is a sign that we don't have enough space. And same goes for above our heads in the bench area. That's where we keep our Tupperware and our plates, bowls, cups. Yeah.
It certainly helps you live more minimally. Like this overhead storage compartment is kind of fine. It's more the food storage
Right.
that would be nice to be able to stock up more so we could go to the grocery store less.
Yeah, exactly.
So number 4 would be to add an oven.
Yes.
We were pretty confident at first that just a 2-burner stove situation would be more than enough for us. We also have an Instant Pot with us, which has been pretty awesome. But in an ideal world, we would have figured out a way to have an oven as part of our kitchen setup. We love to cook, we love to bake. It just would be really, really amazing to have an oven as part of your kitchen. It would just be so homey to be able to pop in a pizza or bake some scones or, you know, whatever you like doing. So in the future, we would love to figure out a way to add an oven.
And there are some great options out there. There's some combos where you have 2 burners on top and then a nice oven underneath. So yeah, if we ever rebuild, probably we'll add one of those. And if you're building and you know you love pizza, you know you love baked veggies, like, I mean, it's good. And we get by just fine using our pan and, you know, kind of frying things up, but yeah, it would be nice.
Yeah, an oven would make a big difference.
And finally, number 5 is our electrical layout, and specifically the shore power plug we installed on the outside of our van. We have a lot of power in our grid. We have 300 amp hours, which is excessive for the amount that we use every day. We have the ability to charge through our solar panels, through the alternator, which means that when the car is on, it's charging the batteries, and this shore power plug, which we've literally never used. I don't think we've ever opened it. So in hindsight, we would lose a battery, so we have 200 amp hours, and keep the shore power plug as our backup, which we would likely use in that situation, or not spend the money on the shore power plug and keep the 300 amp hours.
At this point, we just have too much. It was kind of a waste of money. Use that money for something else.
Yep.
All right, folks. Thank you for watching. We so appreciate you taking time out of your day to spend a little bit of it with us.
It was so much fun telling you all these things that we hate. It was great.
We're pretty positive people normally.
But it's important to talk about, because if you're building a van and you're curious or you're worried about what might go wrong, it's nice to hear some honest feedback on things that people who have built vans feel.
Right. Again, though we love our van and we feel very proud of it, of course, there are things that we would change, and we truly hope that we can help you not make the same mistakes that we made. But, you know, in the end, it's your home. You're gonna love it. All in all, we say just go for it. Don't feel too hung up on these little details, because, like, honestly, now that we're in here, I don't really think about those things. I just think about how much I freaking love it.
Yes.
So if you're hesitant to start building because you're scared about making a mistake, please just shut down that voice and just go after it. Because once you're here in this moment, it feels so good.
It's the best. Accept that it's not going to be perfect. Accept there's going to be mistakes. But realize that there's going to be 100 things that you love compared to the 5 things that you'll hate.
Yeah. All right. We're Folk on the Move, and we will see you next week.
Bye.